Hey everybody, it's the Last Robo-Kai here, and it is time for the second DLC of Fate Samurai Remnant. We are doing the Yagyu Sword Chronicles. As I mentioned at the end of the last stream, we have talked about the Yagyu a little bit previously in relation to Neo. Now we're going to be talking about the Yagyu in relation to Fate Samurai Remnant, and also their prominence in a few other stories, sort of based around Fate, and also that inspired Fate, because the Yagyu clan also features quite strongly in the Mikai Tensho, the Demon Resurrection, which is a story I've talked about before, that gets drawn on a lot with a lot of different characters. They feature fairly prominently in that. In fact, Yagyu Jubei, is one of the major characters. He's the protagonist, and his father is one of the antagonists. One of them. There's quite a lot of demon swordsmen in that story. So we're going to be dealing with some Yagyu related shenanigans, and in that regard, I have brought along Cool Guy.
Of course.
And yeah, like this is a good one. This is compared to the sort of festival of getting to play as all the little different characters and spend time with them and do the same sort of tasks over and over again that was the previous one. This one is a straight story featuring Iori and Saber, similar to basically how any side story would go in the game, only obviously much longer. And there's lots of little rewards, and we're going to get a few new unlocks to play with as well. So let's get stuck straight in.
それはうつつか狭間の夢か。英月の儀により平穏揺るぐ800野鳥に新たなる暗雲が立ち込める。野陰にひらめく白人が御家人老とほふり去る。冷酷無残な辻斬りの会。その企み正体とは一体。
Back to the starting team.
Yep. I appreciate that the premise of this is, but like there's all of this stuff going on, but there's a guy and a thing. There's always a guy with a thing.
It starts with a fairly unusual set of circumstances. Skenoshin is not around.
Saber with the highest opinion of Sukanoshin.
その風体、貴様、助の神とつるんでおる浪人だな。
Miyamoto Iori という。貴殿は。
控えよ浪人。こちらは北町奉行の与力、中村格之進殿である。
Yeah, whatever, dude.
与力？
助の神よりも位の高い役人だ。
それで。 かように選ぶっているのだな。
Please keep provoking them, Saber. They deserve this crap.
なんとも見慣れぬ絹だが、芸人か。
そのようなものだ。
she's performing a whole lot of murder.
Frickin' Iori just wanting to cut this off at the pass.
近頃、江戸の町々で辻斬りが相次いでおる。
So just as the previous one was a sort of what if that expanded off of the spell that Tsushimikado cast, instead of trying to mind control everybody, he tried to create, summon a divine servant and inexplicably succeeded. This one is going on with the Tsujigiris, which in the original game was just government officials working under either, I think also working under Tsushimikado, attempting to corral Rogue Saber and failing. But...
知らなかったのか。
Iori's face.
刃でもって人を襲う輩のことだ。盗っ人と違い、人を切るために人を切る。
人を切るため人を切るだと。
No, you guys didn't say exactly the same thing.
剣を履く者は皆。
Yeah, exactly. Saber missed the point.
侍とは何が違う？
それは
面白いことを言う。この女、よほどの田舎の出と見えるぞ。いいだろう。その無知猛昧を憐れんで、それがちが特別に教えてやる。
Yeah, you can't just do it without permission, Saber. You gotta get government approval before you hack someone down these
Look,
days.
there's a difference between wielding a sword to murder people and wielding a sword only to murder people.
恨みつらみや金目当ての人情沙汰と見分けはつきにくいだろうな。いずれにせよ罪人だ。
Yes, the concept of someone becoming so enamored with the concept of their weapon, they're like, well, I gotta test this out, but it's just, you gotta test it out on the real thing, right?
なんとも卑怯だな。小野が腕を試したくば。
They're very, very shades of freaking Sweeney Todd up in here.
怪異の類なぞ常の江戸にはいないからな。
ん？ああ、そういえばそうであったか。
なんだ貴様らもその手のざれ言を申すのか。化け物なぞ酔っ払いの見た夢に過ぎぬ。
Oh my god, stop talking. You're not
常であれ
interested.
ば言うのだが、こたびの辻斬りの後ではなん
No, it's always good. If you want to gather information, you let people talk. you let them go.
ふむ。いおり。
ああ、九段の辻斬りさほどに異様なものか。
それは。
It is true. Like you can always tell who's who's in control of a conversation because they're the ones asking the
司祭は
questions.
助の臣に聞け。
中村様。中村様、大待ちを。浪人ども、上野へ行くがいい。
上野がどうしたのだ？
助の臣であれば、今宵は上野のあたりを改めて。
Oh, that's quite far from all the pretty ladies.
No fun for him tonight.
That poor guy.
中村様、お待ちを。
なんだなんだ。なんともはや世話しない連中もいたものだ。
That's one
それ
word for
に
what they're doing.
ひどく偉そうだ。助の臣とは随分違うな。
上野か。行こう。九段の辻斬りが気にかかる。
ふむ。辻斬りとやら義に関わりがあると？
わからんが、あるいはな。
He's quick.
Well, I mean, if you were going to be distrustful of you know, someone going around cutting down people with the sword, Iori's probably a pretty good target for that.
Oh no! It's good instincts. I was more just commenting on the fact that he just sort of slowly walked away, and then in the process or in the space of about 2-3 paragraphs, homeboy went all the way around the block.
He took off running when he got out of sight of the camera.
Doing the full Swift Naruto run.
正直こっちは立ってるのもやっとで。
Working hard as always.
弱まで勤めていたのか。苦労するな、助の臣。
ああ、まったくだ。拝むなら仏さんより美女に感じ。
Saber immediately half lids.
So, like, again, the animators are always on point in every scene.
見たのか。聞くに尋常ではない。
A lot of games would just like hard cut between two characters talking, and you'd get them doing their emotions as they talk. Whereas in this
Right.
game, everybody is emotionally reacting to conversations they're having as they're happening.
In real time, it's really rewarding to like actually pay attention to conversations in this game rather than just sort of half listen and get the cliff notes.
Well, it seems our killer's really, really good with the sword, so I'm gonna guess it is Iori.
人たちにて
Huh.
これまでやられた3人が3人ともそうさ。
A single stroke.
見事
Admittedly, when I play as Iori, it takes many more.
そこまでか。
Ostensibly, Iori's using the flat of his blade on human targets, mostly because people don't come after him for mass murder.
出会ったが最後顔を見る前にオダブツだろうよ。
いおり。
九段の辻斬り。俺も調べてみようと思う。
To someone who is very interested in sword play, hearing that the person that they're tracking down might be an unsurpassable swordsmaster would definitely get Iori's
Yeah, it's friggin'
interest.
catnip for this guy.
It's like, oh, amazing sword technique, huh?
Really? Really?
Wouldn't mind finding that guy and killing him.
民への聞き込みを我らに任せたいと。
Please tell me you already did that.
辻斬りについてなら何でも大助かり。
Nah. He decided to just stand around and see if something interesting happened.
Yeah, he was standing around spacing off because, as he said, he's already asleep on his feet. I'm not actually going to gig him, but you know, it would have been nice if we would have gotten a little bit of support.
Well, he's off to actually interview some people, and he has given us a little bit of a clue there. Apparently the guy who got killed, not very popular.
Well, then why are we investigating it as a murder? If RPGs have taught me anything, it's that if you kill somebody who's unpopular enough, you get paid rather than hung.
Well, unfortunately, this is the Tokugawa government, so basically it's stacked with villains.
Well, all right then.
Yes, he was a local lord, so.
ひどく疲れた顔だったな。珍しいこともあるものだ。
それだけ面倒な辻斬りなのだろう。さあ、聞き込むぞ。
This is already vaguely reminding me of the Shadows of Doubt, like obsessive break that I had about a month ago.
Visionana. So this isn't a new style, this is just a bunch of new skills. Some of them are just passive boosts. There's a new spell in there, and a lot of additional sort of flourishes to his existing techniques. If you successfully perform a counter now with the heavy thing, all of your fortitude is restored, which is pretty rad. We've got over here a new grenade that's a lot bigger and also sets the area on fire.
Ass.
Yeah, I do not equip it. I forget to equip it, or I equip the wrong thing the entire time. So I equip Flame Drake instead, do I? Or do I get it? No, I equip Flare. And then I just don't use it? And I feel like later on, because I end up running into a lot of trouble with the game needing to be reinstalled and stuff, because it was, the Akachimachi crash came back. I think it just ended up, like, unequipping it on me, because I had to quit out of this scenario to try and sort of troubleshoot it. And I don't remember to use it in the next DLC either, so I'll just probably have to remember to equip it during, the final, during the final chapter of the game.
Oh well, what the hell. Like...
If we're lucky, I'll use it during this sequence, but no guarantees.
Yeah, we'll see.
You have to be so careful saying something like that to someone investigating it as well.
Yeah, no joke. Like if Iori was like actually a government employee, that could get you Freddy Got Fingered style.
Funny quirk of the DLC as well is sometimes some of these dialogues just hang around for like ever. There we go. I was just getting the dialogue screen, please leave, because I can't do anything while it's there. We do get some new workshop like upgrades as well that you can get similarly, and a lot of them relate to improving the drops that you get.
Oh.
So it's basically like you upgrade your workshop and it'll mean that some of the gear that drops during like the entirety of the game will be of higher base quality, so you know you can spend less time trying to boost up the base stat and more time boosting the minus stats.
And the drunk is just not going to respond to you fighting horrors from beyond the veil 10 feet away from him. It's just like, wow, whatever I just finished drinking was really the good shit, huh?
It's probably relaxing.
Lord. girl. She ain't my girl, but the sister is heavy.
Yeah, she's several tons. We're doing a little bit of Buki Doji. She's here for now. We will get access to another rogue servant over the course of this DLC, obviously.
Game over.
That was easy.
Good lord. Yeah, I wasn't really expecting that, but I did like the second I saw that it was just like this is absolutely every bit as dangerous for you as the frickin' convicts in Dead Rising are for the player. She deserves a Gonguru moment.
It's already full. No point in eating.
I'm sure we'll be back later.
辻斬り？そういや怪しい侍を見たってやつがいたような。ちょうど日暮れ頃、水辺の近くで片手にうろついてたらしい。
Distinctly different from the one the Grunk was talking about.
なるほど。
Speaking of lingering.
辻斬り？悪いね。私は何も知らない。
See, this woman's the wise one.
でも近所の誰かが日の入り頃に鳥居近くで変な
Try to stay not involved in this sort of thing.
たような。
Didn't see nothing. I don't know nothing. I ain't heard nothing. Goodbye now. The only reasonable thing to do.
She needs so much sleep.
Then she friggin' keeps talking. You do have to hand it to these food stall owners for being awake this late at night, though.
Look, when there's an investigation going on, you definitely want to just set up, because you know those officials are going to be like, "Hey, can I get me some barley tea?"
I respect that friggin' hustle.
Yeah, Ueda's a hustly location.
Yeah, homegirl knows what's up there. Cat.
That's genuinely a good thing.
日没の頃、侍に追われ、岩場で足をくじいた者がいたそうだ。聞けばその侍、鬼のごとき形相で抜き身の刀を振り回しておった。
It's really hard to tell what is actually like just weird things, weird rumors that like spiraled out of control, and how much is actually related.
Joke.
ひとまずこのくらいか。では聞いた話をまとめて。
Already not listening.
Yep.
まずは腹ごしらえとするか。
At least he's not trying to swim upstream. He's going with it.
満たされたぞ、より。
何よりだ。では先の話をまとめよう。
Look, everybody knows Private Eyes always put their clues together over some kind of drink at least. Barley tea will have to do in case of, you know, like Scotch whiskey.
辻斬りで良いのではないか？
辻斬りの下手人かまではわからん。だがまずは探してみよう。
そうと決まれば侍探しだ。
あるものは水辺の近くで見たという。あるものは岩場にて。そしてまたあるものは鳥居の近く。ならば九段の侍。その三つが共にあるあたりに現れたはず。そのあたりにあるのは。
Yeah, I was gonna say, we need a map here. Can we get a map?
呉服屋、あるいは弁天堂のあたり。
The temple,
どちら
definitely.
へ向かうか。
So we actually get a you know, a selection to make. And I make the same conclusion you do.
Yeah, like of the two, it much more fits the criminal profile that we're working with. That doesn't make it a sure thing, of course, but you know, you play the odds in these sorts of things.
You get sort of different outcomes and dialogue and events as well from choosing it. Although if you go to the kimono shop first, you will end up going back to the temple anyway. But what you get from it will be different.
Ah.
Because if you go to the temple first, you get components for new ornaments for your katana that, if you take them back to your workshop and upgrade, you get an achievement for.
Man, that dude definitely eats his Wheaties. Holy shit.
Huh? てめえら何見てやがれ。
お、気づいたぞ。どうする、イオリ。
無論捕らえて助の神に引き渡す。
てめえら俺を捕まえようってのか。そっちがその気なら覚悟しやがれ。
Yeah, I don't think this is our guy.
揺るがぬ血のごとく。
Trying to show off your new. Yeah, Iori I hit it right away too. I figured it out just because of his vocal pattern. Like that was a really obvious voice crack he had.
それで辻斬りなぞ叶うのか。
辻斬りバカ言うんじゃねえ。俺はただの物取りだ。誓って殺しはやってね
え。だが抜いているな。
You were talking about bringing him in.
まあ場合によっちゃなあ。ほらなあ。
救えんな。
Oh, shut up. You two deserve that.
あとは奉行所に任せる。
Why? You're wasting time.
He still did something wrong.
しかし驚いたね。まさか盗っ人をひっ捕らえて帰ってくるだな。
だが辻斬りではなかった。すまない。
いやいや、よくやってくれたさ。こういうのも同心の仕事だ。ただまあなあ、普段の辻斬りはどうにかしなきゃならねえ。だからその明日も
だそうだぞ、イオリ。
付き合うとも。お前明日も上野を調べるつもりか。
いや、明日は吉原だ。
ほう、助の神。もしや君。
いや遊びじゃねえって。あの辺りも辻斬りの立っててよ。
Yeah, we all
even if you do, I don't trust you not to get distracted.
Yeah, probably best for them to come along.
イオリさん、司祭は明日またな。じゃあよろしく頼む。
Suppose it makes sense to go turn in the thief if the night's about to end anyway. Hey.
あら、イオリ君にセーバー君。夜歩きなんてまあ悪い子に育っちゃって。
夜の上野の華やかさがなんだか似合うな、武蔵。
え、そう？セイバー君たらお世辞が上手なんだから。
師匠、なぜ上野に？
今晩は上野のハス飯をいただきに。
That's a good excuse.
そっちはどうしたのかしら？
は、所用がありまして。
辻斬りの話を聞きにな。馴染みの同心に会ってきたばかりだ。
ふん、辻斬りね。
役人ばかり狙う手合いらしく、ただ一刀のもとに切り捨てられていたとか。
While screaming hack the planet.
義には関係ありそうな感じ？
いえ、なんとも。
So we're currently standing with 3 people here who are all very capable of killing somebody with a single stroke.
いおりくんが言うなら。
The ritual certainly has helped increase the number of single stroke killers in the area, is all I'm saying.
True. I imagine if Musashi really wanted to do it, we wouldn't be dealing with only 3 victims, though. Be up to 30 and rising.
And the house, probably.
Yeah.
でも火事や喧嘩も物騒は物騒だしね。
These 2 clueless
ごめん、
morons.
分かりにくかったかも。江戸の花がどうとかはまだないですし。それじゃ私は行くわ。私の頭の中はハス飯でいっぱいなのです。
Lotus rice is absolutely delicious, by the way.
私は一人
Had in my
お
abashi
腹
at
を
one
満たし
point.
てきます。
It's so funny, they actually have a lore in the loading screens, they have little explanations of lore and stuff, and they tell you why Lotus Rice is so dang good.
Yep.
In one of them, they've just got like a straight up Lotus Rice entry for the DLC.
らしいことだ。
Lovely.
しかし、今宵は何か。
いおり、辻斬りの正体、どう見ている？
さてな、常であれば無論人の仕業だとも。しかし助之進の言った通り、剣豪あるいは剣聖とさえ称するべき聖絶の剣であるならば、人ではないやもしれん。
ふむ。
You're really
か
hoping
つて
it's
の
a
世であ
sermon.
れば、凄まじき剣豪剣聖たちが生きていた。一刀流海藻、伊藤一刀斎、新影流海藻、上泉伊勢守信綱。新影流からは荒木又右衛門、尾張柳生からは柳生俊義。我が死に勝るとも劣らぬと謳われた剣術無双、柳生田島守宗則。そしてその
Totally haven't been reading up on all of these guys like they're in issues of Sports Illustrated, by the way.
多くの凄まじき者たちがいた。けれど皆すでに死んだ、あるいは行方を消した。
ふむ、そうか。そういうことであれば、
Yeah, with the ritual going around,
人ではないものの仕業か。
there's plenty of incarnations that could
例え
happen.
ば、私や武蔵のように。聞こえたな。確かめるぞ、いおり。
Head towards the screaming. Feels like there should be some like bit more urgency on this one somehow, but you know
この
whatever.
方角、武蔵が去ったのと同じだな。
セイバー、
見たままを言っただけだ。体はないぞ。
ああ、
Yeah, I don't believe that either, but we just talked about why.
一足遅かったか。この身なりは御家人か。実中八九、普段の辻斬りの仕業と見たが、この状況は。
Check his body for Lotus Rice.
いおり、このムクロ、わずかに魔力の残滓を感じるぞ。
何？
Let me get my fingerprint scanner out.
魔力の性質まではわからぬが、怪異のものか、はたまた英霊のものか。どうあれ、やはり人の仕業ではない。
なるほど。興味深いが、すぐに離れるぞ。
Because if the officials show up right about now, you're gonna be suspects.
いかにもこれは
Yeah, Iori knows what's up.
万が一にも夜回りの同心や辻番にでも見つかれば。
そこの者、何をしている？
Yep.
Spent too long explaining.
貴様ら、そのムクロは。
勘違いするな。悲鳴を聞き、急ぎ駆けつけたばかりだ。疑うならば刀を確かめろ。
動きな。
待て、女連れの辻斬りなどいるか？言う通り、まずは刀を確かめて。
中村様の言いつけだぞ。怪しき者あらば全てひっ捕らえようと。申し開きならば奉行所で聞くまで皆囲め。
Yeah, yeah.
なんだなんだ。いおり、君の不安は的中してしまった。
He is nothing if not perceptive.
面倒なことだ。分かっているな、セイバー。ここは36系。
逃げるにしかず。
待て。
Musashi has taught him well.
助の心に聞け。
The hell's up with that rope back there?
巻いたか。
なかなか楽しかったぞ。たまにはこういうのも悪くないな。
You have a very
あの
twisted
場で
sense of
残らず
fun,
切り伏せるの
Saber.
もそれはそれ。
Speaking of,
ダメだ、それは。
人の道に反する行いというのだろう。分かっている。分かっているから共に逃げたのだ。
そうか。
Saber is a well-behaved gremlin.
今日はやや何分顔を見
they probably got a good look at it. You frickin' think?
頼れるか。あるいは相番手配書きが出回りかねん。
Sukunoshin can't rely on Sukunoshin. How could you rely on Sukunoshin?
より
Sure, okay.
怪か。
見覚えがあるようなないような。魔力はさほどでもないが妙な感じだ。人が魔に変じたものか。
あるいは使い魔、傀儡の類か。どうあれ敵には違いあるまい。来るぞ、セイバー。
Yeah, our first new enemy type. The Assassinators.
Assassinator! What a
Monstrous
freaking word.
Assassinators. And yeah, they're monsters. They will give us gems when we kill them.
私に続け、より。
Whee! Punks.
Yep, all aboard. Yeah. The only enemies that aren't monsters that give us gems are typically the mages. Oh, and now there's the boss version. Or I should say the
Okay.
yeah.
物の数では
So we've got the assassinators and the assailants.
風の方、力を借りる。
分かった。私に続け、より。
There's the ticket. Clear away the riffraff. Can't help but feel like you feel a little over leveled for these chumps.
They certainly are, but you know, they are suitably tanky. If we were playing on a different difficulty level, it would take a bit longer to
Right,
get through
yeah,
them.
alright.
I'm disappointed myself for just not using the cool new attack, but you know, like I said, I'm pretty sure I
Whichever.
don't.
There will be time to show off Nito.
澄み渡る天のごとく受けてみよ。
But a bing and that's a thing.
剣士がごとき怪異か。
ふむ、 九段の辻斬り、もしや今しがたの怪異どもか？
あるいはな。だが助之進の言っていたような
Right, I was gonna say, like, are those cats really one-stroke masters that we're talking about here? I don't think so.
切ればたちまち無産する小物であった。
ともあれ、共闘相手。テイには状況を伝えておくか。辻斬りについても何か知っているやもしれん。仕方ない。ひとまず浅草に戻るぞ。手配書きが出回るにせよ、明朝より早いことはあるまい。早々に戻って休み、夜が明け次第同心たちの誤解を解く。助之進を捕まえられれば話が早かろうが、うまく運ぶかどうかは運だな。
浅草に戻って遊戯か。うんうん。遊戯だ。
Usually Saber doesn't care because Saber can just teleport out of any cell they try and put them in. Just phase through the walls.
I'm wondering if this is like second or third dinner for Saber at this point too.
あれは
今宵の月のよく冴えたことよ。
セイバー下がっていろ。こやつ英霊だ。イオリ。君何を？
比例の段、平に容赦あれ。拙者は柳生宗則。今は人理の影法師にして主なき剣士が一である。
柳生宗則、家光公を支えしかなえの一脚、剣術無双の江戸柳生、柳生田島の神宗則。貴殿が
More than a little starstruck.
その
Indeed, he's in terms of famous swordsmen of this, that period of Japan around that time. They are, the Yagyu are pretty famous, and Munenori was an incredible swordsman.
Right.
As was said by Iori, he was said to be a rival in talent to Musashi. And, he was the son of Munetoshi, Yagyu Munetoshi, who was essentially the guy who kickstarted the Yagyu's rise in fortunes to become like a very well embedded clan with the Tokugawa. And and Munetoshi is the one who sort of adopted Shinkage Ryu, but Munenori was the one who ultimately became a teacher for Ieyasu Tokugawa and his son in the sword arts. And he's actually a servant in Fate Granddaughter, but he appears in his older incarnation. which you might say was the true peak of his mastery. So it's interesting he's appearing now in a younger form.
いくつか貴殿に尋ねたい。
いかようにも。
かたじけない。
First of all, have you been killing random people for no reason?
Yeah.
Like that really should be the first thing we're talking about here, but you know, Iori's building up to it.
限界果たしたは幾日か前のこと。ここ上野にて目覚め、今宵は忍ばずの池を眺めていた。獅島をたたえる忍ばずの池は良いものだ。
そうか。ではあと一つ。今宵剣を向けた相手は俺たちのみだ。
しかり、なぜそれを聞く？
それは
九段の辻斬りではないかと。
Thank you, Saber.
Thank you for cutting to the quick.
Iori has to kind of deal with being a little bit starstruck.
私も疑って
And he's also notably tactful and he uses manners to keep his quote unquote rotten
そ
mask
の
in
疑いには
place.
いなと答えよう。それで、貴殿らはどうする？拙者の言を信じるか、ないし信じず切りかかるか、どちらでも構わぬ。さあ、選ぶとよい。
Not just a sword teacher, Munenori was an accomplished soldier as well, and took part in the siege of Osaka, which was essentially the last gasp of the threats to the Tokugawa reign. And it's kind of interesting to say, but during the fight in which the enemy forces came very, very close to cutting down Ieyasu in that battle, it is said that Munenori cut down 8 soldiers. And sometimes it says at once, and sometimes it said in very rapid succession. But he was war trained, like he was war tested, and came out the other side very much having proven his mettle, which is not a lot you can say for like sword teachers that would come later, because obviously Japan was never in a state of internal civil uprising quite like that ever again.
No, not even remotely. Even at the time, even during the Sengoku era and the Sekigahara era that followed it, like there were multiple very celebrated sword teachers. Probably a good 80% of the baseball team that Iori was talking about earlier were literally only sword teachers. They were never soldiers. Because generally speaking, like being a sword teacher, it was a little bit like owning your own successful restaurant, in 2020X, right? Like there's if you own a successful restaurant and it's doing things, and you have like assistant managers actually doing all of the hard work for you, there's little reason for you to do anything else. Like you come in, you can make sure that everything's going okay, but you generally don't need to work very hard, and you'll still just make money. And a lot of sword teachers would basically only focus on the theory crafting with their swords or whatever, and would generally otherwise have very, very nice lives. Be like lowering yourself to becoming a soldier in pursuit of the sword was relatively rare, but it's something that Munenori and Musashi shared.
Yeah, and Munenori definitely did it as sort of in a bodyguard capacity as well.
Right.
And was very effective at it. We know for a fact Ieyasu managed to live through that. So yeah, we now have a set of circumstances in place. There has been a murder. We know that the murder keeps happening, And we also know that the most recent victim was not very well liked at all. And now, we also have the fact that Musashi was in the area, and also now this new guy, Munenori, who, as I'll talk about in the next episode, sort of, maybe not this Munenori, but does actually have a fair amount of history with our Musashi, with the Musashi of Fate. And so I will be getting into that. In fact, the very first time they debuted Musashi, they also debuted Munenori. And so we will be talking about that next time, because we're going to be starting a little bit of our investigation, and it's going to give us a little bit of room to talk about it. So until then, I've been the last Robokai.
And I have been Cool Guy.
And we'll see you all next time for more Yagyu Sword Chronicles.